Il est loin le temps où Jonah Hill amusait la galerie dans des comédies à la Judd Apatow. Qu'on se le dise, Jonah Hill est un acteur sérieux. 2 nominations à l'Oscar du meilleur second rôle et des collaborations avec Scorsese, les frères Cohen et Tarantino ont donné de l'assurance à ce comédien particulièrement convaincant dans les rôles pleins d'excès. À l'image du jeune vendeur d'armes sans état d'âme qu'il incarne dans War Dogs de Todd Phillips. De la crédibilité, du sérieux, vous dis-je, car même en promo, Jonah Hill n'est pas vraiment là pour rigoler.
Hello.
Hi. Jonah, how are you? How you doing?
Hi, it's a pleasure. Dear Jonah, your character, Ephraim, is really an angel. He's manipulative, excessive, ready to betray his friends. He's totally obsessed with money. So why were you the perfect guy to play that part?
I chose to play him just because I'm really interested in people who, you know, are morally questionable, I guess. I think, like, morality is very individual and personal, and I like to play characters that are kind of blur that line, and you kind of see where people kind of fall on their own spectrum of choosing where they kind of land morally, you know?
Look, the Pentagon wants 100 million rounds of AK-47 ammo in the middle of a worldwide shortage. Where do you think they think that's gonna come from? A bunch of shady motherfuckers like that guy. This is the job. To do business with the people and places the US government can't do business with directly. It's as simple as that.
Your character is really a fan of Scarface. He's dressed like Tony Montana. I read that you were more a fan of The Goodfellas. Is that right?
Yeah, I guess when I was growing up, I guess just Goodfellas was kind of the movie that made me want to get into filmmaking and making movies and stuff like that. You know, I think it was like a really dangerous blend of, you know, fear and humor and danger and all these really complex things that you couldn't really, like the tone would kind of shift from moment to moment of not knowing how you're supposed to feel, and I thought that was really interesting.
They called guys like us war dogs, bottom feeders who make money off of war without ever stepping foot on the battlefield. It was meant to be derogatory, but we kind of liked it.
What kind of music did you listen on the set? Because I know you're a very big fan of music.
Yeah, definitely. I listen to a lot of like vapid music, you know, like pretty shallow, like a lot of glossy hip hop music, and I love hip hop, so I don't categorize it all as like that. But this specific kind of Miami booty bass or drug dealer kind of music that was more about just making money and less about, you know, introspection, I would say.
Even if this story took place more than a decade ago, what would you say it tells us about the United States or maybe about the young generation?
I think it has to do with, you know, I think people are kind of, you know, especially, have you ever been to Miami?
Yeah.
Miami's kind of like a culture that is really based on kind of a hustle, you know, not necessarily in a negative way or a positive way, but it's a place where sort of people land, a lot of people land in America for the first time from Miami, and I think there's this real idea of the American dream, and I think there's a lot of shortcuts there, you know? So I think the movie really is kind of about the corruption of the American dream.
What is your own American dream?
I guess to make movies. So, you know, maybe get to make my first movie, which I'm gonna do, so I guess that's my dream.
Your first movie is gonna take place in the 90s, am I correct? What are you gonna tell us about those years?
I don't know if
You were what,
it's
10
about
or,
those years.
10 or 12?
Yeah, it's a coming of age film. So, you know, that takes place in the skateboarding world in Los Angeles in the mid-1990s. So it's not like a historical tale of the 90s. It's really just, that's when it, you know, when I came of age. So it's an interesting time to reflect upon 20 years later.
When did you start to be confident as an actor?
Well, I took an acting class in order to learn how to talk to actors, like how to direct them. And when I did that, the teachers were very positive. So it was a new experience to sort of have such positive feedback from teachers. So I guess that was like a moment where I felt, well, okay, I should maybe continue on with this, you know?
You've been working with so many great directors, from Tarantino to Martin Scorsese. Was one of them more of a master?
Martin Scorsese's the best director ever, so, you know, best living director for sure. So, you know, that was an honor to work with him. He seemed genuinely excited by watching the movie unfold and change, and I was, you know, impressed by everything, but I was really impressed by that openness for someone so mastered and kind of, you know, could tell everyone what to do, but he seemed genuinely excited to watch things unfold naturally.
You're going to have the last word of the interview. So I would like you to tell me a word you like, maybe because of its sounds or your state of mind, or just a word you like.
Openness.
L'ouverture d'esprit, gageons que Jonah Hill n'en manque pas derrière sa réserve. On peut après tout en imposer à l'écran et rester un grand timide.